Hi everyone, I'm Catherine and welcome to week 2 of our chair yoga series, where we focus today on core strength and shoulder strength and stability. If you've already taken week 1, this can be a great second follow-up. If you haven't done week 1, you can do this class and then follow it up with week 1 at another time. They also pair great together if you'd like to make it more of a 1-hour flow. If you find this video and this class helpful, please feel free to like or subscribe or share with anyone else you know who might benefit from chair yoga. For today, you don't need any props, so if you only have a chair accessible, that's great. If you have a mat to place under your chair for stability, you might put it on a yoga mat or something else. If you have a blanket, that will probably help during Shavasana for a little warmth at the end of the session, or if you want to place a pillow or blanket underneath your seat to soften, depending on the type of chair you're in. Make sure your chair does not have wheels. That will help with the stability and balance as well. If you have blocks or something similar to a yoga block, you might have that ready. That way you could lift the feet at certain points, but you probably won't need those today either. And if you'd like to build up strength with some weights, you might have some dumbbells available. Today I have a 2-pound set. You could have anywhere from 1 to 5 or whatever level feels comfortable for you. If you have multiple sets at home, feel free to line them all up and mix and mingle however it feels best in your body. Please remember to take it at your own pace. Omit or take out whatever does not feel like a good choice for your body today. And I look forward to continuing the rest of the week series with you as we build up stretch and strength and stability. Let's start with a couple deep breaths here. Starting to bring your feet to about hips distance apart, maybe rolling the shoulders up towards the ears and back and down. A couple times one direction. Nice big opening up of the shoulders, and then coming forward and down a couple times. You might start to close the eyes or soften the gaze as we take this first moment of each week to just tune into this moment, to our bodies, to our breath, to the combination and balance that we find of all of it coming together here in this beautiful practice. Letting the hands rest wherever they rest, either on the sides of the chair, the tops of your legs. Maybe you have palms face up, or any other type of hand positioning that feels comfortable. Taking a few deep breaths in and out. Allow each breath to feel cleansing, maybe even lengthening the exhales just a little bit. Letting the breath help you move through the practice. Noticing how the breath helps you throughout each movement. Helps you to feel maybe a little bit more grounded in your space. And if it feels right for you, you might choose to set an intention here with your eyes open, closed or gaze soft. You might set your intention or maybe just a positive affirmation that you say to yourself here. Repeating your intention or affirmation 2 or 3 times in the present tense. Allowing this seed to plant in your mind and in your heart, knowing that it will manifest into whatever dreams you have. With the next breath, we'll start to flutter the eyes open if they're closed. Let the arms rest down by your sides. Take a deep breath in and reach the arms up towards the sky to a wide V. Start to lengthen the hands back down to the sides. We'll do that again a few more times. Inhale, open the arms up. Maybe the gaze starts to follow. Exhale, lower back down, starting to feel the sides of the body stretch. Inhale to reach up. Maybe this time the hands touch. And then exhale, lower the hands to the heart space, lower the chin to the chest. Pause here, and then we're going to start to inhale, press the hands up towards the sky, and start to open the arms wide, opening up the shoulders, opening up the front of the body. Exhale, round the hands in, melt the heart forward. A couple more times. Inhale to open, and exhale to round. Inhale to open up. This time, keep the arms here. Start to lift the spine straight and then lower the hands and the palms down. So as we rotate the shoulders, we're going to lift the arms up and then lower the hands down. It might be helpful to just do this one arm at a time, especially if one side of the body, one shoulder feels quite different than the other. Trust where the arm is. There's no need to turn the head to look at the gaze, or maybe just look once and then trust the distance. So for you or for today, it might be a much smaller motion, maybe just the hands go an inch or two forward. So we're slowly internally rotating the shoulders and then bringing the hands back, creating that opening. If you start to lower further, that may create a bigger stretch, working to stabilize the shoulders before we add the strength part in later. If you've taken one side, it would be a good idea to switch to the other side if you haven't already, trying to create some sort of balance between each side, about the same amount on each side of the body. Take about one or two more wherever you are. And then bringing the arms back out, take the hands down to the sides and rest here, shaking out the shoulders and the arms a little bit. Pause, notice how the arms feel. We'll stretch it out just a little bit more with a twist this time. So let the palms start to rotate out to the sides. Find a nice tall lift of the spine. Inhale, reach the arms up. As the arms reach up, twist to your right, taking a big twist over to the right side. The right hand could come to your low back or maybe come to the back of the chair. Take a couple breaths here, leading from the ribs. So feel your right ribs leading you over towards the side. Let the neck and the gaze and everything follow in one line. And then with the next breath, keeping the body in wherever it is in the twist, start to bring the gaze forward towards the direction of your knees. And then begin to take the left ear down towards your left shoulder. You may even wrap that right hand a little further down the back, allowing the right shoulder to drop down lower, creating that space through the entire right side of your neck. It might feel good to adjust either the eyes, the nose, the chin, down more towards the left shoulder or up. Really breathing into this side of the body, feeling this all the way down the neck, through the side body. Start to slowly lift the head back up. Come back through the twist to unwrap the arms and then reach the arms back up to center. As the arms reach up to center, twist to the left now. Or you can always just do the opposite side if you aren't following the same left-right movements. Just do the opposite of wherever you were. Taking a couple more breaths here, maybe the backhand starts to come down behind your low back, allowing the shoulder to rest further. For the next couple breaths, start to turn the gaze towards the direction of your knees and take now the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Pause and breathe here. Maybe notice how this side feels a little different than the other. Again, bringing this into awareness, but not judging or questioning why. We're trying to force it to go the same distance, just accepting that one side may feel slightly different than the last. Maybe the nose, the gaze, or the chin goes down, up, or a different direction, feeling how that changes through the whole left side of your neck. And then start to bring the head back up, turn the gaze to continue through the twist, back to where you were, and start to bring the arms back up through center, reach high, and then exhale, lower the hands down to the heart, maybe lower the chin to the chest. Inhale, reach the arms back up. Take the right hand down to the right side of the chair, either on your leg or chair. Reach the left arm up and over. If this doesn't feel good on your shoulder, take the hand to the back of the head or the shoulder. Feel this big stretch through the side body. Maybe the arm starts to reach further with each breath. Again, let the gaze go where the neck feels happy. So don't try to force the gaze up at the hand. That might not feel good in your neck. And notice if the other side, your right side, is collapsing. See if you can keep the strength while opening up through your left side. Now take the arm and place it to the opposite knee. Press the knee gently into the hand gently into the knee, finding this nice little side stretch here. If rounding of your spine is not appropriate, then just skip this part. Or if rounding of the spine just doesn't feel good for you. Now start to lift the arms back up, reach the torso straight up, and come down to the other side, reaching up and over to the opposite direction. The hand might be behind the head or at the shoulder, or reach the fingertips up overhead. Feel the stretch up the hip and the whole side of the body. Breathe here. Same as the other side. Try not to collapse over to the side. Keep this side nice and strong. We're working the balance of strength, stability, and stretch. Begin to take that upper hand to the opposite knee. Press the knee into the hand into the knee. Maybe that includes slightly rounding of the spine. Breathe here. And then start to sweep the arm up. Sweep both hands up. And then take the hands down however they land, either through the heart center or down to the sides. Nice. Release the arms down. Maybe let the arms sway just a little bit here, side to side. And we're going to come back to one more twist, adding in eagle arms. So again, twisting, if you'd like to reach the arms up, you can. Twist to the right to start again. Just one breath here now. One full breath in, full breath out. Take the back hand and cross it over the front arm. So you have this cross in the front body. Eagle arms for you might be here today. It might be here, or you might have a full bind. Let it be wherever it is without trying to force it. We're thinking of opening that space behind your shoulder blade. So really opening that fascia, finding a nice stretch. If the hands are at the shoulders, you might lift the elbows a little bit higher. Maybe it feels good to lower the chin. If you're here, same thing. Maybe the arms just pull a little bit further away from your face. Let the shoulders be down away from the ears. And then maybe you're in more of a bind, bringing the palms or the backs of the hands together. Don't worry about how it looks, just being in a correct alignment of some sort. You might lift the elbows, you might lower the chin. Just keep breathing here. Deep breaths. Let each exhale bring you a little deeper. With the next breath, wherever the hands are, start to unwrap the arms. Take the arms out to the side and find some little circles here. Circling. We'll do this again later with adding some weight. So take a couple circles forward, a couple circles back, and see how this feels in your shoulders without the weight. If it feels a little challenging without the weight, then you know that's where you'll be the next round. Lower the hands down to reach back up and twist the opposite way, twisting to your left now. One full breath in, full breath out. Nice tall spine. Turn to face forward. Take the back hand to cross over the front, creating this X or cross in the front of your body. Maybe the hands come up to the shoulders, pulling the elbows a little wider away. Maybe you take some amount of a bind. Maybe this time the hands cross towards one side of the face or the other. Some people like the feeling of folding or rounding forward. Find a variation of all of those options and see what works for you. Knowing again that one side might look or feel very different than the last. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere in the body without gripping the fingers, gripping the legs, clenching through the jaw. Start to unwrap the arms, release the arms out to the sides and come back to the circles. Couple circles one way, couple circles the other way. And then let the arms come down, sweeping out the shoulders. Couple rolls like we did at the beginning. Resting the arms for just a few minutes here. We'll take the body into some torso circles. Let's come down to the core stability, letting the whole body come forward and around. So like you're stirring a big pot with your torso through the center of the chair. Keep your seat grounded. If it feels better for you to hold on to the sides of the chair, you can do that. And it doesn't have to be a big movement, just little circles. Think of the ribs as coming forward and around. And then start to change direction, whichever way you are going. Go forward, to the side, back and around. Noticing how this feels in your low back, how it feels in the torso, the side body. Maybe even closing your eyes as you do this, if that helps you to tune into your own body, your own journey. Start to come back to a neutral seat and pause here in mountain pose, Tadasana. Let the arms rest down by the sides. The palms might face forward or they might face in. The shoulders are rotating in different ways, so see which one feels good. Rest the eyes softly, either the gaze down or the eyes closed. And just feel the breath here. Scanning the back body, scanning the place all the way up the spine, between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, the sides of the body. Just noticing, observing, and being here for this moment. Great. With the next breath, start to open the eyes if they're closed. Option to take your arms across the body here into a T. We're going to come to some core strength. So I'll show you facing forward and then I'll show to the side so you can see how far my back is really moving forward. So you could either cross your arms into a cross straight across the body, or you could take a weight if you were using some sort of weight and you could hold the weight here. The weight will probably add a bit more strength to your core. So if you've done this a few times, you might level up your next experience to the weight. If you haven't done it yet, you might start with just crossing the arms here. So we're going to think of the body as being one tall straight line all the way from the hips up to the head. We're keeping the back straight. This is a great core strength activity for looking to build core strength, low back strength, and not rounding of the spine. So if you have osteoporosis or arthritis and you do not do much twisting or rounding, then this might be a great option. We're going to first come to hinge back. So let the whole body come back and then come forward. We're going to come back and come forward. It's a very small movement. We're going to add the breath in. So inhale, let the body come back. Exhale, pull yourself up. It's the core strength. So try to make sure your neck is not engaging in this. You're really working the core. It might help to find a gazing point straight ahead that helps keep the neck out of it. I'll turn to the side just so you can see how much I'm really going back. You're going to inhale, hinge back. Exhale, pull forward. Let's go for about 7 or 8 more. The first couple may have just been a warm up for you to feel how far you really needed to go to feel this in the core muscles. Continue to find your breath. It's this simple, yet super effective. Staying with this small movement. Notice if you're starting to let momentum take over. Pause, reset, and come back to the breath. Inhale, hinge back. Exhale, pull forward. Nice. We're going for about 8, so if you were counting, feel free to stop at any point. If it doesn't feel like enough, keep going, a couple more. We'll take one more together on the count. And then let the arms rest down. This time, cross the arms the opposite direction, really for no other purpose than maybe the brain. The arms aren't doing anything here, so if you're still holding the weight, you don't need to change anything. You'll still hold the weight there. With the arms crossed the opposite direction, we're now hinging forward. Really important, make sure the back is staying straight or it's taking away from the purpose of the exercise. So we're going to hinge forward and pull yourself back up to straight. Hinge forward, pull the torso back up. So it's like there's a line coming from the top of your head that's pulling you forward and then bringing the head back to stack over the hips. Continue with this forward movement. Again, make sure momentum's not taking over. The feet are grounded. We hinge forward and we pull back up. We're going for about 8 or so in this direction, but again, the first couple might be just a test of how far and how much you're feeling it. Taking a couple more here. That straight line, it's not far, it's not a big movement at all. It's almost barely noticeable probably, but you'll feel it. Good. Making this your last one. Rest the arms down. If you have the weight, you could rest the weight down. Shake out the body a little bit, maybe a little side to side twist, and we're going to come right back to the same thing, except we're going to combine those 2 movements. So if you want to try this with the weight now, if you did the crossed arms before, you could test it with the weight. I like to think of this one like a seesaw. So we're holding the weight here. The shoulders are down away from the ears. You're going to hinge back. come forward, hinge forward, come back. So back, center, forward, center. Back, center, forward, center. Find a gazing point on the floor straight ahead of you, maybe not at the video, someplace that you can look so that your neck does not engage too much. And it's all staying in the abdominal muscles, all staying within the core of your body. Again, try to avoid that momentum of the swing forward and back, because then really your back muscles will probably be doing a lot of the work, and we're working on other parts of the core. So really making it a hinge back, a line straight, hinge forward, come back. Continue for a few more rounds, finding the pace, the rhythm, and the breath that works for you. And then after you've taken a couple, or what you feel like is enough for today, start to lower the weight down to the side and pause just to notice, reflect, maybe drink a little water, catch your breath, find your breath. Notice how the whole core of the body feels, the sides, the obliques, all of the abdominal muscles, maybe even your low back. Sending love and gratitude to the strength and stability that the core provides for our entire body. And then with the next couple breaths, start to reach for your weights if you're using weights for the shoulders. If you're not using weights, then just put your hands in a position like you have weights, so making kind of this fist-like position. Gentle fist, not squeezing the fingers too much. Same with the weights, be light with the weights. And bring the hands back to how we started with the shoulder warm-up, where we were doing this, except this time we're going to reach the arms up and pull them back down. Reach the arms up, pull them back down. If it feels better for you to do one arm at a time, just lower one weight, maybe hold it on your lap and stay with one at a time. Stay with one side, and then after a few reps on one side, you'll switch to the other. If you want to do both together, you may be doing longer or slower. Continue to find a rhythm. Inhale to lift, exhale, lower the arms down. Nice and slow. Lower the arms. It doesn't have to be a big movement, so you can just lift a little bit, and the shoulders are actually working really hard for this, so it doesn't always have to be a big movement or really fast. Slow and small is actually sometimes a lot more challenging for the muscles. When it starts to feel like a lot, come back to your breath. Feel the inhale and exhale. If at any point it feels like too much or uncomfortable sensations, you might be done with that one for today. Another one or two, whatever feels good for you, and then lower the arms down. Good. Shake out or roll out whatever needs to be moved, and we'll come to the next shoulder exercise. So this time we're going to take the hands so the palms are facing in towards each other. The forearms will be about in alignment. Really make sure that the shoulders are rolled down away from the ears and that the neck stays out of this one too. So you might take a little gentle side to side release of your neck, finding that gazing point that you're going to look at. We're going to start to lift the elbows up slightly and then pull the elbows down. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Again, slow and small. We're not doing a lot of these. If you rewatch the video, you can take as many rounds as you would like, especially if you're using maybe 1 pound weights, or you could start to increase the weights. Even doing this without the weights builds a lot of strength. Take 1 or 2 more here, noticing if one side's feeling different than the other. Just like the others, there's always that option to just do one arm at a time. So if one side is quite different or you're going through recovery from anything with one side, the wrist should not be involved and there should be a very gentle hold of the weight. So you're really just lifting the elbow and lowering it down. Good. If you want to do another 1 or 2 together, or at one arm at a time, feel free to take another round or two. And then we're going to lower it down, roll out the shoulders. Notice how the arms are feeling. Just one more to go on the shoulders, and then we're going to cool down and stretch a bit more. We'll take the arms straight out, just like we did with the warm-up exercise. Check to see the height of the arms. Holding here may be enough, especially depending on what size weights you're holding, or imaginary weights, not holding any weights at all. If you just pretend like you have 10-pound weights in each side, it actually starts to feel a lot heavier. And then you might start to take little circles, a couple little circles one direction and the other. Not a lot. Short movements today, short bursts of strength. Rotating a couple times one way, a couple times the other, and then slowly start to lower the arms down, lower the shoulders down. Take the hands at the center of the body, interlace the hands, and press the heels of the hands away. If you want to round the arms forward, you could do that. If you want to lift the arms up towards the sky, that might feel nice. Maybe even reaching over towards one side or the other side. Maybe turning to face the torso up towards the ceiling or down towards the earth. Coming to the other side, if you did that turn, turning the hips, the heart slightly up towards the sky, the ceiling, wherever you're practicing, or turning the hips and the heart down towards the earth. You can keep a nice bend of the elbows here. Bring the arms back up and real gently, slowly, mindfully, start to lower the hands down to the lap. Taking your time, letting the elbows have as much of a bend as they want. Start to circle out the wrist, a couple times one way, the other. Shake out the hands and the wrist. Let the hands rest down by the sides. Roll the shoulders back down and away. This is a good time if you want to put blocks under your feet or a blanket over your body, or if you want to take the resting pose lying down wherever you are. Find a comfortable position. Take as much time as you can and you have. If you want to stop the video or pause the video, putting an alarm on if that feels good. Taking what we call as Shavasana or corpse pose. A few moments here to close down the eyes. Let the breath return to its natural pattern and rhythm. Feel and scan the body, releasing any tension, any holding. Letting the tongue, the jaw be loose and relaxed. Letting the forehead, the eyebrows, the feet and the legs relax. Scanning the front of the body, the back of the body, the right and the left, to send gratitude and love to all parts of yourself, the core and the shoulders specifically, for the strength, the stretch, and stability. Taking a moment here to be in the silence. And if you feel ready to come back into your day and out of the practice, you can start to wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe reawakening the face muscles and the jaw, coming back to a seated or upright position, opening the arms wide on a big inhale. Exhale, give yourself a nice hug, side to side. With so much love and gratitude, thanks for joining week 2 for core and shoulder strength.